The following is a presentation of the Belli Sports Media Network.
We're going to jump ahead to our final segment of the day and get into a little bit of Cody Bellinger talk, as he's had a fantastic start to this season. Brandon, is Belli back?
No.
No. Tell us more.
Okay. Yes, he's had a good start to the year, but his first few games were not good. I mean, looking at some quick game logs here, he didn't get a hit until his fifth game of the season. But since then, he's been really good. Cody Bellinger is going to, people are going to look at Cody Bellinger. Oh, man, I cannot believe I'm about to say this take, and I really hope I'm wrong, LJ. How different is Cody Bellinger from Orioles Chris Davis?
What? How so?
Big, tall, power-hitting lefty who had a few really good seasons and then fell off. The way that Cody Bellinger can prove to me that he is different is if he has a good season this year, and his start is definitely there. I think this might be a guy who's benefiting with no shift. On Baseball Savant, you can see their spray chart. I see a lot of singles that would be right where the extra member of the infield, when they shift them over and they put them in that kind of rover position there in the middle of the outfield. I see a lot of singles in that spot. And he's not striking out a lot, or at least lately, which is good because this is a guy that you would certainly expect to rack up those kind of numbers. The one thing that just scares me, all these stats I'm looking at, really, really good, really, really good. But the exit velocity, 27th percentile right now in average exit velocity, 25th percentile in hard hit percentage. Even maximum exit velocity is only in the 50th percentile. Not saying that you necessarily need to crush the ball every single time, but I think I would like to see a little more hard hits coming off the bat. We know he's good in the field. I mean, pretty sure-handed in the field. Definitely has some value. But he's on I need to prove myself contract because the 1 year he's making $12.5 million this year with a mutual option for next year. He doesn't do good. The Cubs are just going to let him go, and who knows where he'll end up. Sure, he's always going to have some kind of value, but this is a make or break season for Cody Bellinger, and he's definitely started off good. I just can't get the Chris Davis comparison out of my head. I have such a bad feeling, and I like Cody Bellinger, and I'm actually rooting for him because I want to see him not turn into another Chris Davis.
He's not going to turn into another Chris Davis. Honestly, I feel like that's, again, wholly unfair because he's, especially now, proving a little bit of change. Because in my eyes, what are we talking about in terms of best season? Obviously, we're going to point to the MVP season back in 2019. Certainly, that's the best place to start. And has he had his troubles since then? Yes, 60 games, I'm not going to necessarily blame him for that season. But after that was not good. But what was the difference between the 2020 season and the 2019 and 20 seasons compared to what came after that? The strikeout percentage, his discipline at the plate. Frankly, I would think a better analysis of him comes from saying 2022 and 2021 Cody Bellinger is a lot more similar to Javier Baez in terms of just going up there and trying to mash the ball past people, whether it's because of the shift or not. You go in and you look at this guy, I'm looking at the things he can change, the things he can avoid. You can't always necessarily confirm yourself on, making sure you get the power hit. You can't make sure you get always the exit velocity. Those things are going to become streaky situations. You're not going to hit home runs all of the time. So we talk about this a month later, those numbers could be very, very different. But what am I encouraged by? The batting average, the expected batting average being over the 80th percentile, the strikeout percentage, a spot that he has had major issues over the last couple of years, being in the bottom 20%, now jumping up to the top at the beginning of the year. And granted, small sample size, but these are the mental adjustments and philosophy adjustments that made him successful. When we talk about strikeout rate, we're talking about his lowest strikeout rate of his career. The last time he had one lower or this close to this low was 16% in 2019. He wins the MVP that year. So I think the philosophical adjustments have been made for Cody Bellinger to be very successful this year. I think he's ready to take that step back up. I'm feeling confident on that.